Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
Good morning, Aleš. How are you? Good afternoon to you, Aleš.
Yeah, it's afternoon.
Yes. Afternoon where Aleš lives. But still morning. It's a wet, dreary morning here. What's the weather like over there?
Well, it was raining in the morning. Now it's cloudy, so it's getting
Well,
better.
somewhere in WikiTree land, there's sunshine, I'm sure. But anyways, we have a bumper crop of questions this morning, which is very exciting. So we will get to those. But we have some of our regulars here in the chat with us live. That's nice. Anne Fiordalisi, good to see you. And Jeff Eicheler. I should remember to ask how do you pronounce your last name, where do you put the emphasis? Because he's got a lot of questions and he's been very active in the G2G, so that's good. Yoke, how are you? Lisa Gervais, good to see you. John Tyner from Ireland is joining us, and I'm sure there'll be others who will be joining us as they come along. Give me a happy face. I don't know if that. And Azure's here. Excellent. Good. Azure, you can pop in any things that we miss. There's at least one question that's not WikiTree Plus specific, so we will try and answer that if we can. But you may have some answers or some links that you can help out with there. Azure, thank you very much. Hello there, Michelle, joining us. Well, Anne Fiordalisi says it's sunny where she is, so that's nice. And Azure's living in the sun, so that's good news. For those who are here live in the chat, please, if you have questions for us, then put your question in the chat and we will answer that. And the last time we did this, we had a number of questions that popped up in the chat, and we had some really good spontaneous answers from Aleš, so that was something we can look forward to here as well. But let's move on, and we can start with, there was a question that was added to the April Ask Aleš G2G post from Alan Entwistle. And I'm going to, because there's so many questions, we're going to try something slightly different, as I'm going to share the questions so we can zoom in on that, and then Aleš is going to take over the screen and share the answers. So, so I'm going to zoom in here. So Alan asked at the end of April, is it possible to use the report produced for Category Cheshire Unsourced Profiles with the map navigator to show the profiles listed in the report on a map of Cheshire? So that seems like that should be easy to do if we just hit the map button. Right? So there's the question. So Aleš, do you want to?
So now I have to share.
There we go.
Okay, so this is the Unsourced Profiles category. It has 600 profiles, and the simplest way is to just use map on WikiTree Plus Maps, and it will create the it will map the profiles that are in this category. So not all of them, actually, all of them that have location, but I think it's limited to 10,000 profiles. So it's not really all of them. And here you can see, now these spots are birth and death places. So you can also see their migration. So if you turn it on here on the left, you get migration for the profile. So you see, for instance, this one moved from, if you click on the map, you get the info for that profile. So they moved from, were born in Wales and died in Cheshire. Yeah. So this is to map the profiles that are within this category.
So I like that you showed that, because there was a question later on, I think, about turning off the migration arrows. So you have to drill down into the persons tab to add and subtract options. Right?
Now here, okay, of course, these are just the profiles in this category are just the first row in this report, because I think this question was connected to the this report on the category page.
Yes.
But for the other ones, you can do a custom search on WikiTree Plus. So let's go to search, and if you can search for so location equals Cheshire, like this, and okay, unsourced is a common name for a common word that can be used for unsourced profiles. So
Okay.
now we will get all the profiles. As you can see, that's 1,500 profiles in unsourced profiles in the category, and also here you can click the map and you will new profile list will be created with new locations, and you can examine those. So actually, on any search result, you can use the map function. And if there are, now here we have more than 500 or 1,000 results. Actually, it's here at the bottom, you can see how many there actually are. So up to 10,000, all the profiles will be displayed, but if there are more, only first 10,000. And you can then there was another question here. You can also so this is unsourced. You can also use unconnected.
Oh, nice.
And similarly, you will get the unconnected profiles in the area.
I hadn't noticed before that those migration lines, like the ones that go overseas, are now labeled with the route.
Yeah, that's in for a year or two now.
Has it, eh?
I think,
maybe
yeah.
it's because there were two routes that
there are more routes, yes. Now it depends which route are you. So
yeah, see, I hadn't noticed.
We have you have UK, from UK they go through this line. So if I click here, I would get matches.
Right.
This is Nordic countries to America and the rest of Central Europe. So those that are direct lines, they all go through the same line. So here you can see here it splits, and here, and just from here, then it goes to all places in England.
Yeah.
And the ones that are not caught with start or end location are just drawn over the. So also for Australia and New Zealand, most go around the Africa, but not all of them.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it. I think it was the Australia and New Zealand, those two different lines. Maybe I just haven't been searching the right bunch of profiles to get both of those routes identified.
Well, if we select one of these routes, so most likely the origin. I don't have. No, but it should be. This is in England. I don't know why it's missed.
Is it because there's no England at the end in the birthplace there for Richard? See, it just says Yorkshire. It doesn't say England.
Yeah, that could be it, because this is, I think this one is not recognized as England, and no. No. This one goes the other way. It goes from Australia to England.
Oh, okay.
But this shouldn't be England. Okay, it seems that North Yorkshire is also in Australia.
Oh, so it's thinking it's that Yorkshire. Interesting.
Most likely it got this one. Yep, that was located here, birthplace.
Interesting.
Deerfield.
So whoever owns that profile, or whoever has worked on that profile recently, I should say, Might want to
Driffield.
specify
The
which country.
Driffield. This was this place was found in Australia, so it's assumed it's from Australia. But we know that North Yorkshire, where this is, but it's wrong. I think it's North Riding of Yorkshire is the correct spell. It should be written like that. Then it would recognize the England one. The places are very problematic because almost each place has multiple places in the world. So.
Well, in the chat, people are talking about Cheshire. There's Cheshires all over the place. There's a Cheshire, Connecticut, one in Massachusetts, in New York, Ohio, or Oregon, and that's just in the States. Obviously, Australia, probably New Zealand has a Cheshire somewhere.
Most likely.
Canada might have some Cheshire cats as well. Oh, Azure says, what if you do region equals Cheshire, what do you get?
You get region. Region is just then those are already limited to the England one.
Okay. But that one particular profile, Richard's profile, would not show up in that, would it?
Well, actually, it would, because the death place is Cheshire, England.
Okay.
If you would use birthplace or birth location equals Cheshire, then it wouldn't.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Very cool. Oh, there is a restaurant called the Cheshire Cat in Ottawa. I told you Canada had some Cheshire cats. I just didn't realize they were that close. Oh, that's funny. Okay, then.
Okay, that's for last month.
That's for last month. Now, moving on to May. And thank you, folks, for waiting, giving us an extra week, because this time last week, I was already on the road driving to Kingston for our provincial math conference, where I got to meet with
we were renovating our office, so today the camera is located differently since I'm in the other room, so for 2-3 weeks.
So we were both very busy doing different things last week, so thank you for waiting.
Also last week was the holidays in Slovenia, so kids had free whole week. So
a whole week of holiday. Is it? What's the national? Is there?
May the 1st. We have 2 days for May the 1st, and we have another uprising against Germans. Is on 27th or 28th April. So they just joined those.
Just make one massive
1 week free for schools, so
schools are shut down.
And a lot of parents are also on holiday, on vacation, and so
nice. Okay, well, the next so the first question on this week or this month's post is from Stephen Whitfield. Is there a WikiTree Plus search query that would allow us to identify married females who have the same last name of birth as their current last name? Some of those would be appropriate because they did have the original last name, but many of them may be ones that need to be investigated and corrected. So that's what he's investigating.
And there was also an answer.
There was an answer already from Alan. So there we go. And is that the right answer?
It is correct answer.
Okay.
So you can find any group of profiles by first part of the query. Actually, this is not really needed. Birth region is enough.
And then he has
so you search for he suggested the answer to find all profiles in Cheshire and the female profiles, and then on those run the SQL query where last name at birth equals current last name. So all females that did that, and additional condition is marriage. So any marriage field line count more than 0. So that means that has marriages.
Right.
And I think additionally he limited after 1800. So this is the answer is correct query.
That's
and
very
you
nice.
can get those profiles. And now if you check any one of them, we will see that there is no last name change. She is married, and she was married, and the last name didn't change. Now, depending on the region and the time, this could be considered an error or missing data. So most likely it needs to be corrected.
Right.
Then further in the next answer, you can also
So what
was here?
We changed the starting date to exactly 1817.
No, there is actually in the next example. Okay, if we take, I will take the next example.
Okay.
So it's like this, and here we have last name at birth equals current last name. Okay, and the date is a bit different, so we'll get a bit later, so we will get less profiles. So now we have 18 profiles in the result set. And then as a it can be
the difference there is one was anything after 1800. This one is exactly 1817.
Okay, only that here. But the point he showed here is that you can also replace current last name with spouse's last name.
Oh.
So here default last name is the woman's last name, and this is the husband's last names, actually, because there can be multiple marriages. So here we will get profiles where wife's birth name was the same as the husband's. So probably maiden name is wrong for this person because she carries husband's last name.
Yeah. At least it's worth investigating. Sometimes that's accurate, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it can be, but it's rarely.
I have a great a pair of great grandparents. One it's a Susan Fountain and a Joseph Fountain, and Fountain was Susan's maiden name. But the problem is there are two different versions on Ancestry of which set of Fountain parents belongs to which. So I've got both of their sets of parents, but there's confusion as to which are actually Joseph's parents and which ones are actually Susan's parents. But no one's confused. No one says she's not a Fountain. It's just which Fountain family does which one belong to? So of course, Susan had a brother named Joseph. So there's, anyways.
And then in the other answer, there is another variation of this with where the last name is different than spouses. So wait, let me.
Right.
Here you get. So here we have wives. So wife has only one last name. This is this part of the query, and the last name is different than spouses.
Right.
So you can probably a few profiles were got out of the picture, out of the result set, and so you can refine the queries a lot if you understand all the fields.
So that's nice. Yeah. That in that last one, the less than greater than symbols means not equal to, right? That's when you're comparing strings. You can use that for, do you use that for numbers as well?
Yes.
Okay.
In this query, actually, this option would be very useful. Show relatives. Now here you get for each result all the relatives. So, For instance, for the first result, we can search for spouse. So here you also get information of the spouse. The green one are results, profiles matching the query, and then you can see all the relatives. So
so how do you get the extra show relatives?
Here, you just
there's a little checkbox there, right?
Yeah, it's a checkbox right about sort by.
Yeah, it's, you know what? How often do I miss those checkboxes? All the time. Yeah.
So this is a very useful checkbox if you are checking correlations, parents, children, and so on, because you get very nice results.
Right.
With all the details.
So there are a number of people in the chat commenting on that there are places where the woman's last name should be different from the husband's, like in Italy and in France.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
That's why this should be done. That is the reason this is not a suggestion, because there would be thousands of false ones. But
imagine all the emails you get.
If someone wants to correct this for a certain region in certain time period, here is the recipe to do that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that's good. That's great that we have that flexibility there. Okay. So then let's see. Next question. Moving along. Hello, Aleš. Is it possible to use the report? Okay, so this is the. So
this
Alan
is the repeat.
Brought it forward in case we didn't. Yeah.
We answered this one.
We answered this one, I think. Yeah. Okay. Good. And then Alan did ask, is there a theme where I do not have to have the migration lines? And you showed that when we went into WikiTree Plus, if you click on people, it gives you an option of different things you can turn on and off. And migration.
Yes, you can click. It was also asked in the post to turn off these green names. I will add that later today. So here will be another checkbox to exclude the green names.
The green names?
Yes, this, like, they're all over the place, like Thomas Beck.
Or I see.
I will
identifying
make a few more options to turn on off some of these options.
Right.
Other things that I write on the map. Yeah. Because here in this view, for instance, it's really just annoying.
Oh, yeah. that is there's a lot of moss growing in England there, I can tell, because it's rained so much, I guess. But looking at that, like if you put in an exact street address, will the map show the points, like where your house would be?
It depends. No, the house numbers are not processed at all, but the neighborhoods are. So it can go quite in detail, but not. I think even the street could be. It all depends on the data that is on GeoNames database that I use for locations. So if there is a street entered as a location, also I will also place the location on that street.
Yeah, but in WikiTree,
mostly it isn't.
Yeah, we don't do that. We don't go to that level. But I was just curious because how cool would that be to pinpoint your ancestors' home? Would be really neat.
Well, it's really complicated. I was working on that for my family, and it's actually impossible to tell which house, unless your parents told you this is the house that was ours. There is no way you can know for sure, because every 50 to 100 years the streets name change. Streets change the name and they are renumbered and so on. So I was helping. I was also checking on the old maps from 18th century, and I wasn't able to say for sure that's that house.
Aww.
For a few of my ancestors.
Yeah.
So. That's really not something you can do.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a question on the find a grave template. And is this the one that's often when I'm adding find a grave, it'll cause an error. Send the find a grave should I be using the same as equals no tag? Okay, this isn't a WikiTree plus. But what's the? Do you know the answer?
Well, it is connected to suggestions. No, you shouldn't use same as equals no, because that means that is not a memorial for this person. You should use always yes, and then next week you can mark those suggestions as false.
Okay. Okay, there we go. Thank you. There you go, Kathy. And then Elaine asks, Elaine Martson, is it possible to do a search for fate equals victim parameter within the Holocaust sticker? Seems like it, but just checking. Right now, the Holocaust sticker returns 7,226 results, but that includes survivors and victims. And she wants to be able to distinguish the two. And then I think Azure actually answered this.
That is correct.
So where did you answer it? There. Oh, here. Is this it? Template text.
Yes, you can
search using template text. Cool.
So to find, you can use template equals Holocaust. This will return all the profiles so that's 9,000 profiles that are using this template. And then you have also index template called template text, as you can see here.
And that's those are the parameters the template uses.
So for templates, it's just template. This is word by word. Then template text, you must enter full template name, and template full returns this contains actually all the text that was added, that was used in the template. So by using this index, you can search for any word that was a parameter within the template. So, for instance, if you are searching for victims, you could just put it like that and get profiles. And now we got 5,700 profiles, and they were most likely all victims in the in this template. It is possible to have a few false matches if the word victim is used in another template on the profile, but that's rare.
Okay. Okay, so if you had multiple templates on the same page, on the same profile, right? A little template bleed.
Well, the problematic ones are the profiles where the template like blue is used, and they have a whole paragraph in the template blue, so it is recolored, but all those words do get into the template text index. So
right. Okay.
It can make some false results.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Azure, for helping us out there, and Aleš for clarifying that as well.
I think I told Azure that, but I'm not
what's
sure.
that?
I think I told Azure that.
Yeah, that's right.
She was
sharing her
asking
knowledge. That's great.
Discord.
Azure asks, for the Link Builders Challenge, looking for profiles that have the notable sticker, but is not in Wikidata, which I take to mean that there isn't an entry on the person's Wikidata page for the WikiTree person ID. Do I have the text search correct?
You have, and you almost got it.
Oh.
The problem was in the word is. This word was
not supposed to be there.
So we are searching for template name notable sticker, and the profile shouldn't have the word is in Wikidata. This is actually very unlikely word to appear anywhere, so you can just use it without the index name. This is just enough already.
Oh,
So now we will get all the, so it's 60,000, 70,000 notable stickers. Is in Wikidata, so 320,000 profiles are on Wikidata, and the difference, if these are removed, there are left 8,000 profiles with sticker and without is in Wikidata profile, and these are the ones.
now does that mean that so they don't exist on the Wikidata database, or
either they don't exist or they are not linked?
Okay, so they could be there, they're just not linked yet.
Yeah.
Okay. And who does that linking? Is that you or volunteers?
I do, and the people who are entering, there are a lot of these links are added by WikiTreeers that are entering a profile, and then I have a few automations in place that do add around 1,000 profiles each week to the Wikidata database.
So now, is the Wikidata database, for those who aren't clear of that, is that the database that runs Wikipedia?
It is connected to Wikipedia, but it's not entirely the same.
Okay.
So this is the Wikidata database, and usually here in this part you have the Wikipedia articles connected to this page. So this is the Wikipedia article for this person, but here the data is presented as a database with various values. So it's male, citizenship, given name, family name, date of birth, place of birth, and so on and so on. A lot of all sorts of information is collected here, and one usually on the last place is WikiTree person ID. So here is a backlink from Wikidata to WikiTree.
Nice.
That can also be, so for instance, if you are on any Wikipedia page, you have, I think here you have show Wikidata item. It's this one. And this is the Wikidata item connected to that Wikipedia page, and you can check at the end if it's linked to WikiTree. So this can be done also manually, or you can find, actually from Wikipedia page, you can find the profile, WikiTree profile.
Nice.
Related to the person.
Cool.
This is actually on some language Wikipedia. In some languages, this is actually linked to WikiTree is added to the Wikipedia page itself. So they have at the bottom they have Wikidata links, and Wikipedia is included. WikiTree is included there as a link. Nice. I think Sweden one has it, and a few others.
That's very cool to know. Okay, last question about Wikidata. Are you on Wikidata, Aleš?
No.
Oh. But I think you're notable, so you should be. Lisa in the chat says that the link builders are the group that often do some of that connecting. Okay. Let's see, what's next? Yeah, the word is not. So similar to Stephen's question, Jeff was asking, I'm interested in finding profiles that I created and or adopted and then forgot to update the current last name, or in the case of multiple marriages, I forgot to set the other last names. So I think that's probably just a tweak of the previous query.
Yes, here the starting point is that you search for profiles that you created. So you put your WikiTree ID here in creator, this person. You can also, and then do the similar query to that one. Although here it's slight difference. No, marriage count here it's large. He used larger than 1, but I think larger than 0 is enough. Should be correct. You don't need multiple marriages.
Well, so the first one was just checking the current last name, and then I guess the second use case he was wondering about if there was more than one marriage, about other last names, so about all the possible married names.
Yeah, you can of course also, but this is complicated to check because other can have multiple last names in it, and it will not match something. But okay, here it checks. Yeah, female. Okay, this is cool query. Yeah, more than one marriage, and one should be. Other last name should be one of them unless you married the brothers.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Which is often the case because
well, that does, yes.
Widows. There are. I saw quite a few profiles where widows married the brother.
Yeah, I have a pair of great aunts and uncles who their respective spouses passed away, and then their marriage, and they were brothers. They were brothers to start with. I think there were 2 brothers. No, were they 2 brothers and 2 sisters? Anyways,
yeah, 2 brothers, 2 sisters, and then.
Well, and guess what? It was from the Fountain family. So you know what? It was all so complicated. That same Fountain family. Oh no, who are they all? Okay. So yeah, he had already started this query, and so that's good. Another Find a Grave question: is there an easy way for searching for Find a Grave sources and family search tree sources?
Well, I think that there is an easy way using the research link here. Here you log into root search, and you have then. I have to log in first.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, and now I can.
Yeah, I always when I hit that login screen, I just backspace and go back.
So with using this link here in the research section, you get the root search with pre-filled all the fields, and here you have multiple data. You have a possibility to search multiple databases like Find a Grave, Family Search, and so on. So this should be. I mean, I would recommend to search here if you are searching for something.
That's funny. I never think of going there to search for Find a Grave. I guess because Find a Grave often is one of the ones that pops up quite easily when I do the family search.
Yeah, Find a Grave also. Yeah, on family search you also get the Find a Grave.
It'll almost always be one of the options there. But if you're specifically going for Find a Grave, yeah, just go there first. Makes sense. Good solution.
So.
Okay, I haven't seen any questions in. Oh, wait a second. There was one question. Let me see. I started earlier on. Before we continue on with the ones that are in the G2G post, I wanted to check what our chat is saying. And Yoke has a non-WikiTree Plus question, but I think it could be answered by WikiTree Plus. How many unlisted profiles are there on WikiTree? Is that a WikiTree Plus query that you can do?
No.
Because they're unlisted and so they don't show up in the WikiTree
Yes, they are
Plus.
not. I know how many there are, but
he can't tell us because it's a secret because they're unlisted.
No, I can. I'm just thinking where would be the quickest way to see the number. I think I'll have to query that.
Okay. Okay, we're going into Aleš's basement now, checking the deep recesses of the database.
Filter. Okay, it has to check 37 million profiles, so It will take a few seconds.
Right. So are these all ones that have the red privacy?
No, these are black privacy.
Black privacy. Okay.
These are usually not seen unless you are a manager.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh, and it's appropriate. Your screen is nice and black, so it doesn't show us anything.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if the results will pop up, and if
yes, exactly.
you will see the first one profile.
That would defeat the purpose of them being unlisted, wouldn't it? Showing all the names.
Yeah. That's why I moved it to the other screen.
There we go. Let's do that just to make sure. And you can add the screen when it's safe to show. Okay. Meanwhile, Azure is also commenting that for that last question, you can also use the WikiTree Sourcer extension because it can search different sites, including Find a Grave.
That's correct, but you must have an extension installed.
You have to have the extension installed. Yes, that's true.
But I think if you would have it, you wouldn't ask that.
I suppose that's true. Though these extensions have so many functionality now, it's easy to miss one.
To miss one or two. Yeah.
And Jamin Chaka also has 2 brothers marrying 2 sisters. Yep.
We have 3.3, almost 3.4 million profiles are unlisted.
Okay. 3.4. Okay.
Is that correct? That's a big number.
That is. Is that about 10% of our?
Wait, just let me sample a few. Yeah, these are all living. Yep. 3.38 3,380,000.
3,380,000. Wow. Wow. So that, and Yoke says that's about 10. That is about 10%, roughly.
Yeah, slightly less, around 8.
Huh. That is a little more than I would have expected. That's interesting. Okay.
Well, the rules are quite strict. As long as there is a person is living, it must be unlisted unless it's a WikiTree member of notable. So rules are strict. So all living relatives are unlisted, in fact.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Okay. Moving on to the questions. When I do a search for error 608, misspelled country and birth location, using England as the text word, I get 97 profiles. This is Kathy Nava who's asking the question. 97 that have the green locked privacy level. I like to keep track of the profiles that I leave a comment on for the PM to fix. I've been able to get some profiles open that were green locked by keep tracking them. I'm using a free space page to keep track right now. Is there a way to export the list as a spreadsheet?
Well, you can use so suggestions. It's not possible to export suggestion results. So let's say for England and 608. Find suggestions. You get the results, but it's not really an easy way to view those in the to get those out. You can try a simple copy paste to Excel, for instance. So let's just select all, copy. Let's open the Excel. If it will work, I'm not sure.
No, Anne, that's not Finnegan. Finnegan is sleep. Oh, he just woke up.
Oh, that's cool. That's my dog.
Oh, yes. My Finnegan is very. Oh, he's wagging his tail. He thinks I might have a treat for him. Sorry, no treats.
Okay.
No treats.
So this is you can copy paste here, and you can do something like that, but this looks quite awkward.
It's merging things.
No, it's correct, but then it's a problem if there are some hints.
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
He's barking on the neighbors.
Oh, so hide them.
So this is kind of a bad solution. But you can do a classic search and use
the error code, right?
Suggestion equals 608 and England.
And it should give you the same profiles, right?
Okay, I did something wrong.
It's not error code or error?
I don't know. I have to check. Suggestion. It's the S at the end. Okay. So we got 81 profiles, and here you can select to open it in Excel, for instance.
There you go.
Go get profiles, and now they are downloaded to your disk, and you can just open it with the Excel. You don't have the actual suggestion, but these are the profiles with this error.
Bacteria.
And from here on, you can then do whatever you want.
Right. Okay.
But another possibility, better than doing this in a private spreadsheet, is to actually on suggestion to enter the status on suggestion, because that will be also seen by others.
Oh.
You can put here in status, and you can enter. You can add just a comment and I don't know, notify asked to open a profile. You add this comment to the suggestions, and then on next reports it will be written next to a suggestion, and you can then later go through the error table and correct all those. And then see what to do next for those profiles. You can, we can check.
So you know how,
and also others will know that they were already asked to open the profiles.
Right.
So if we go here, for instance, death before birth, here you can see all this emailed PM to check dates on 2019 already. So then you can, if there is no response and the error is still there, you can then ask to make an open profile request, or unresponsive profile manager, whatever you see fit. So I would recommend using this, not a separate, not something in Excel, because that's just for you.
That's just for you, yeah. Others people wouldn't see that. Now, those status lines that show up there that you know, how long do they stick around?
Forever, unless the profile is changed. So if the last name at birth is changed, then they are lost. Otherwise, they are connected to a profile.
So you always have that history of all those status.
I have all those statuses in my database, and if as long as there is a suggestion, because if the suggestion is corrected, statuses will also not be displayed.
Oh, okay.
This is only visible with the suggestion.
Right. Okay. Can you do just, you know how with the question we answered earlier, where we were looking for a template that has a specific piece of text, can you look for a suggestion that has a specific status text or comment?
No.
No. Okay.
But I could, if that would be of interest.
Well, I'm just wondering, like, if
it would be a problem to add. But I will check the I will check the help, but I think not.
Okay. What did I do? Well, you've done so much.
It's possible that it does.
You've already done this?
Maybe, I
Well,
don't know.
I mean, I'm just thinking that if Kathy now starts to use the status update to record things like that, then you could do a search for, error 608, suggestions 608, and also the text that has, requested profile or request, whatever phrase she used. And then that would zero in on specifically those ones that had that status in it. I just noticed how powerful it was to drill down to templates that have specific text added to them as a parameter. I could see the same power would be useful here, maybe for those power users and data doctors and.
No, it's not possible, but if there is an interest to search by that, I can make such an index.
So for me, it's just a curiosity right now. But if other people want that or can see a use for it, then let us know.
They should request for it in G2G or Data Doctors Google group.
Yeah, Data Doctors, that'd be a good place too. Okay, moving on. I think, is this Azure again? Yeah, Azure. Another one for you. Azure, you're you're really keeping us going here. This is from the WikiTree challenge. To see profiles created by a specific user, I've tried the following queries with no result. Created.
Okay. So the problem is that Azure was trying those queries on live on ongoing challenge.
Yes.
So this challenge started on made 4 days ago. That was 1 day before the database dump, and the WikiTree Plus does only searches only the offline data after up to the database dump. So only public data. Yeah. So this one didn't produce. Actually, when she asked, didn't produce the results. But today we do have one because this one was created on apparently before or Sunday. But if we move to the previous challenge, I mean, this would be useful for previous challenges. So you could, I think it was 18th.
Yeah.
And here we can see Azure created 5 profiles, and we can, and also this is the WikiTree challenge for week 4.
Is that Leanne?
And those are those 5 profiles.
Okay.
So,
if you put my name instead of Azure, will you see the ones I created? I created some.
I don't.
Clarke.
Clarke. I need copy paste.
You're just going to copy and paste, easiest.
So creator Clarke. And here are your 17.
Sorry, Azure, I beat you. 17.
Well, you can see here that you did.
It's nice the numbers match, though. It's the same 17. There we go.
Well, actually, if some of these profiles would be merged with another one, then it wouldn't completely merge. But usually it's the same.
There we go.
So this is the way to find the old for previous challenges. For the ongoing one, you will get maybe one result or none. So it's not really useful. Also, this query, this was another one that she tried, and it did use the CC7 of the person. But this CC7 is, it's not the same that CC7, it's not the same as CC7 on WikiTree, because it uses only the public data. So it might be it is usually slightly smaller number. and if both your parents are read private, then you get 0.
Okay.
For you.
So if you have if the person you put in there, if they have a living spouse, then the living spouse won't show up, right? But if the living spouse has parents and grandparents who are deceased, will they show up, or will they not show because they can't go through?
They will not, because WikiTree Plus doesn't know about that relation.
Okay, so it stops at the first private one.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless I made something.
Unless you
I mean, I didn't check the code today, but as I remember, it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
But it's working. CC7 is working very good for profiles in 18th century.
So. Oh yeah. Yes.
There, all the profiles are public, so are open, so privacy, so it wouldn't be a problem.
Okay. Moving on. I frequently encounter questions in GGG where the questioner has not looked to find that the profile manager has been inactive for a decade, perhaps more. Could these profiles simply be orphaned, or where more than one PM can the inactive PM be removed? Okay, well that's not a WikiTree
question, but basically, if if it's an open profile and the manager is really inactive for a decade, so for 10 years, then I don't think anyone will notice that they were removed.
No. There's a process where you there's a process about profile managers that are unresponsive. Right?
Yes, you can email. You can send a message to a person, and if you don't get the response within a week or two, you can file the unresponsive profile manager request, and then a team member will try to contact him. And in case it is really unresponsive, most likely the account will be closed.
Sounds good.
All the private profiles deleted, and public ones will be orphaned or whatever.
Right. Okay.
I mean, those are
last question.
Processes.
Jeff got this in right under the wire, and we're going to answer it right under the wire because it's 9:58.
Oh, already.
This hour has really flown. But let's see. Can you help me figure out what's wrong with this query? Okay.
This is the query.
What's that?
And this is the query, and if you click find, you will get nothing because you are looking for suggestions. He was most likely looking for. He should be in search section and enter the query here.
Oh, so he can suggest. So if I go to here.
That's all. That's a common mistake that you're. Because when you open WikiTree Plus, you are on suggestion search.
Right, suggestions.
Not on profile search. So you need to switch to the profile search.
Oh, well, that was easy.
That happens also to me often.
Oh, I have had that happen too. So, Jeff, you're not alone. There we go.
But when there are no results and you know there should be, then that's often the reason.
That is okay. So that is in fact the last question that was asked before we started. Are there any other questions from people who are here live in the chat? I don't. We got the one there. Rainy weather. I don't see any more questions. So I'll turn it back over to you, Aleš. And if you have some new things that you want to show.
What's new?
What's new? What's new?
Who knows? Let's see. Where was?
You could give us a view of your remodeled office if you want to show your webcam.
I can't. It's in the other room.
Oh, it's in the other room. Okay.
Yeah, the renovation will go on for 2
that's
more
new,
weeks.
But This is Anne is already thanking you very much for a great session. This has been a great a great session. And thanks to everyone who's asked all those questions in the chat in the GGG. That has been excellent. The time really flew. Okay. Aleš is looking through his notes. Anything exciting there?
Yeah, we have new suggestions for categories. Those are those were long overdue. So connected with most of them are connected with brackets or missing categories. So here in the category section, we have 5 new suggestions. So and these are suggestions like I don't know, here it's missing one close bracket, for instance. So these are easy to fix, but they are new.
Okay.
I don't think there was any. Okay, these are new suggestions. Reports for pages were changed. For Canada, I added one type of location. I think it was L for Canada. That
is
should
the middle
improve.
of nowhere location you added.
And those are, I think, under L area was the one.
Yes, it was a large area, like it's an area that doesn't have any.
This a tract of land without homogeneous character or boundaries. So these are kind of area names with location, and I think it improved the geographic location in Canada, but I can't say for sure because I don't know.
Well, I was wondering, is it something? Is it something that the mapping uses? Because I don't know where it would fit in, but I saw that, and there are huge chunks of Canada that is just nothing, right? It doesn't belong to any specific municipality or anything.
Well, I can check here in geography section. Yes. Okay, so this should display the. Okay, so these blue spots are those locations that were added now. This is still in US. I should.
Yeah, you were in North Dakota. You were zooming in.
Sorry.
Go further north in North Dakota. There we are, Hudson Bay. That word. Yeah. We're in Quebec and Labrador. Okay, there's a lot of nothing in northern Quebec.
It's nothing here.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing. A lot of trees until you get to the tree line, and then there's not even trees because it's too cold.
Well, I was checking actually here on Newfoundland. For instance, it let me remember the topology. I think here. Come
by chance, yeah.
Yeah. So these are all Hatchet Co. I think this is the one that I was missing.
Hatchet Co. That's great.
And then I found that under it is on GeoNames under L area, and these are the uses on WikiTree Plus. So
okay.
Now as I added those, these are all geolocated correctly.
Okay.
So yeah, those yellow dots are are additional places. Before there were much less of them.
Oh, okay. Good. Little Heart's Ease. I love the names in Newfoundland. They have such great, funny names.
And you have quite a few profiles here.
Oh, really?
Well, these are all the locations that should be this
Oh,
location.
Little Heart's Ease. Cool. Wow. Well, that's a great. Well, we can end with some Canadian content there. Thanks very much, Aleš. This was a great session. And thank you to everyone who showed up in the chat and everyone who is watching this after the fact. Hope you've enjoyed our May version of Ask Aleš. And we'll be back in June. As far as I know, the first Wednesday in June is good for me. Is it good for you, Aleš?
Yeah, most likely.
Most likely.
Well, I will know the last week, but
that's right. Aleš will make a G2G post, so if we have to change it, we will, and he'll let you know. But probably it'll be the first Wednesday in June. And thanks everyone, and we'll see you next month.
Yeah, I don't think there is any significant change here.
Okay.
In last month.
Okay then.
Okay, that was it.
That's it. See ya. Bye.
Bye.